Hello everyone, welcome to today's video. If you're new here, hey, my name is Brittany and I talk all things beauty here on my channel. And in today's video, I am so excited because Nomad Cosmetics sent me their new palette. Look at this beauty. So if you like Nomad Cosmetics, if you like indie brands, Valentine's Day makeup, then please stick around for today's video. I'm going to be doing a demo, swatches, all the things, so definitely stick around. So let's talk a little bit about the palette in details. This palette will be launching on Tuesday the 24th. It retails for $47. I do have a affiliate code with them. You can use BRITTANYRAE to save a little bit of money. But yeah, this is the palette. I cannot wait to jump into it and show you how stunning the inside is. But first, I wanted to kind of show you, if you're new to Nomad or if you're just curious how your palette will come once you order it. It will come in this cardboard wrapper, and then your palette is safely wrapped in this cardboard to protect it. Once you open that, you will find a beautiful unicorn that your palette is inside. And on the back, I love how they included all the details, you know what I'm saying, and you get to see what the shades look like. So I think that this was a nice, beautiful touch. I just love it when brands include this. It's very helpful. And then yeah, you will also get a beautiful postcard from Verona, Italy. And then you also, which I think it is so nice, so if you've never purchased anything from Nomad, you will know that they take the time they think about all the little details, okay? They always go over and beyond, and it's just an experience when you order from them. It's kind of like they're taking you on their travels with them. They do design their palettes based off the destinations that they go on. And in here, they included this Juliet Club Verona. It's like letters to Juliet. It says, there is a place in Verona where people who suffer can leave a message to ask Juliet for help. Letters to Juliet. Tell your love story and ask for advice from Juliet and receive a reply from the most famous heroine in literature. Do you want to take the advice? That's up to you. But I just thought that this was so cool, and you just put your little request down here, and it comes with a envelope. And yeah, they have directions down here. So I thought that was awesome. Just wanted to kind of include that as well. Let you know what all you will be getting in this package. Now let's talk about the palette. I will pop up swatches, pictures, close-ups, because I've already dabbled in this and it's not in pristine condition, you know. But I'm telling you, it's just, I was in a shock just how beautiful this truly was. I was expecting, I love Nomad's packaging. It's always beautiful. I was expecting it to look like this, like the box. But guys, this is so, so cool. So when you open it up, it doesn't just open like a normal palette. It opens from the middle. How cool is that? Look at that. How cool is that? Look how beautiful. I'm telling you, this palette is definitely very special. I just love it so much how it is divided with these little flaps. How cool is that? And then here's the back, but you see how reflective it is? The packaging, they killed it. And now let's talk about the color story. I love this contrast in colors. I think it is just everything I wanted and more. And then as far as the formula goes, I have already been playing with this. I've used every single shadow in this palette. This is not a first impression, so I received this yesterday. I'm filming this on Friday. You will see this on Saturday. So I have already created 4 looks, and then today I plan to create some more looks with that. So I definitely have a very good idea of the formula. Anyways, I just wanted to say that I love the way that they organize this palette. But with all that said, let me zoom you in and we will get started on today's look. So are y'all ready to dive into this beautiful palette and go to Verona, Italy? The name of this palette, I will try my best to say it. It is Verona Amore Morte. Let me just show you. That is her beautiful name right there. I'm not one to travel. One, it's really expensive, and there's other many different reasons, but every time I use a Nomad palette, I just feel like I'm going with them, and I'm going with the experience, you know? Okay, so for today's look, yes, you could stick monochromatic looks, but I kind of want to play with everything. So I'm going to first pop into this beautiful pink right here, and let me just start talking about this formula. Okay, guys, so if you're familiar with Nomad Cosmetics, you know that they have a really solid matte formula. I own quite a lot of their palettes, and through, they all perform really, really good. Like, I can't think of a matte that I had issues with just off the top of my head. So this one in particular, I will say they are extra creamy, buttery, silky. Like, it is incredible. Like, whenever I first started swatching them, it took me back because they were so smooth. And with that said, being a little bit softer, you don't need to go in with a really firm hand. Just go in with a light hand so you don't get any kick up, because if you just like dig in, you may experience some kick up and some fallout. But I just wanted to note that I was very, very impressed with the shimmer formula in this palette. I think it is a step up from their previous palettes because the formula, as far as the mattes go, they feel so luxurious and like smooth and silky. This is an amazing matte formula. That is just one thing that I noted right off the bat as far as the mattes go. I was really, really impressed. So next, I kind of want to deepen it up. I just wanted a little bit of a transition, kind of set my crease, my lids, all that, because I had a little bit of concealer on there. Next, I want to play with some of these grays. Probably this one first. The grays. I love me some cool tone shades, and these grays perform so beautifully. I have been mixing and loving the purples with the grays in this palette, and I'll do like a fun pop of blue. They perform very well. I'm just tapping into that darker gray too, just to deepen it up, but I was very impressed with the undertones in this palette. They somehow all work beautifully together. Just going to kind of build it up a little bit more on the outer corner, but for me, with these contrasting colors, I just love the undertones, and I think they complement each other so, so well. Okay, now I want to jump into the purple. And another thing, I love the undertones of these purples. It's cool tone, but like, I just love the depth. How you get like a light purple, a light gray, a dark purple, a dark gray. You know, it just works. They really did think of everything. So I'm just going to kind of like layer that on what we already have. I don't want to lose the pink, so I just kind of like want to pop back in and add it. But these are, by no surprise, they're blending beautifully. Like I said, this isn't a first impression. I already had time to play and love all over this palette, and this time they're performing just as good as the others. So same thing with the pink side of the palette. I really enjoy how you get like a super light pink, a super dark pink. You get like a mid-tone red with some deeper reds, some burgundies. I just like how it went from super light to super deep. I think that adds a lot of contrast and versatility within the palette. So now that that is done, I'm ready to kind of deepen it up. I don't want to go too deep because I kind of wanted this more a little bit of a soft romantic vibe, but like, let me just say, you can get this palette deep and smoky. So let me just switch brushes and deepen it up. I'm going to go in with the dark purple. The shade name is dark right here. And I truly, truly like this purple. I will say that I have been loving some pinks all January. Like, who am I? Normally, I'm not a big fan of pink shades, but I'm in my pink phase right now. A lot of times, like, I don't really appreciate Valentine's Day, but this year, I don't know, I'm just like in the mood to like decorate, get my kids like sweet, I don't know, like little Valentine's Day baskets, put up a wreath, I don't know, like a heart wreath. I just don't understand what's wrong with me. Normally I'm just like, I don't care about Valentine's Day, but I feel like when you have kids, everything, it's just so much fun around the holiday times because, I don't know, they get excited and it's just fun, you know. So now that that is down, I'm going to work on the lower lash line. So like I said, I've been loving on these pinks, the reds in here. They did not stain my eyes. And with pinks and reds, normally I stay away from them because they will stain my lids. And like, it will look like I have pink eye for probably like 2 days after I wear like a true red or true pink shade. But these do not stain, so I thought that was something to note because I know a lot of people that kind of bothers them. And that's not to say it won't stain your eyes, but for me it didn't stain mine. And I do have very sensitive eyes. So I'm going to go in with the shade Balcony right here. This is like a very poppin', bright, I would say like a Barbie pink, like very true hot pink. Oh, it's so fun. I just wanted a little pop down there. And then I'm going to, let's see, I want to go back into that purple, the darker purple, and deepen out the outer part of my lid. But I'm loving the way that this palette is designed as far as opening from the inside and having like two different 9-pan palettes, if you will. I never knew I needed that in my life, but I will say I've been loving that aspect of this palette. I've seen some brands do that, but I just never purchased those palettes. But this one, I like the light and the dark and the opening. Oh, it's just something so aesthetically pleasing to my heart, I will say. So I'm just putting some NYX glitter glue on first, so the shimmer shades can have like extra pop, you know. But I will say I did not experience any fallout with the shimmer shades when I didn't use the NYX glitter glue. This just helps them have more impact. Okay, so now let's talk shimmer shades, guys. All these shimmer shades are very special. So you have got 3 in each grouping. You have 1, 2, and 3, and then 1, 2, and 3. All of them are duochromes, very sparkly, beautiful, unique shades. Like this is like pink purple. This one is like a, let's see, a red pinky purple, and then this one is like a orange reflex, gold reflex, and red. It's so beautiful. Over here, this is a, I don't know, man. This is green, gold, can flip to so many different colors. It's absolutely stunning. The shade Tragedy right here, this is like a multi-chrome. It's a very dark black base with purple on top, and it also shifts green. It even has a gold reflex in there. It is very beautiful. The shade Tragedy is going to be everyone's favorite, so I'm not going to use that one today. I feel like most people who review this palette are going to pop in with Tragedy because it's so hard not to, because it's so captivating, all the different shifts it has to it. But first, I'm going to pop into the shade Cupid, that really pretty fun pink with the purple. This one is kind of more of a topper. I will say it doesn't have a super like strong emollient base, but it's still really nice, and it can build up. Like, as you can see, it's beautiful. It's just kind of like more of a thinner formula, and I would use this more as a topper. Like, if you go on with Tragedy and then put this one on, oh my gosh, it would be so pretty. Like, I kind of want to do that next. But I'm just loving this beautiful duochrome pink purple shade. It makes a beautiful inner corner, but it is still a little dark because of that purple in there. It's not like a light pink. So this palette, if you're looking for like a champagne inner corner, you're gonna have to pop in to something else to find that. So for the inner corner, I want to go in with that really unique green gold over here. I just want to do a little bit of that, because if you don't build it up, you can get away with it for being an inner corner. But if you go in too deep, it can kind of like change it and make it a little too dark for the inner corner. But if you just go in very softly, it works. It really does. Or you can like really build it up and get that super strong, like all those shifts. But like, it's just such a beautiful gold. Soft gold with shifts in there. I love it. I really do. And I'm just going to kind of like build that up on top of what we got going on. I'm trying to use as many shades as I possibly can to kind of give you a nice vibe of this palette. I'm going to pop into the shade Tragedy just very softly, nothing intense, because that shade can go super smoky. And I'm just going to put that kind of on the outer part to kind of mesh the mattes in with the shimmer shades, because if you kind of blend this one out, it can kind of, you know, mesh the two. I really do enjoy all of the beautiful embossments inside the pan, like the designs. And like, you have a tomb, you have the balcony, you have a heart, a sunset, like the rose, the daggers, there's just a moon. All the pans have such a beautiful embossment in there, so I just love how much they pay attention to all those details. It just really creates such a beautiful, aesthetically pleasing palette, and it just kind of makes it feel like the story is coming to life. Okay, so this is kind of what the overall vibe is going to be, but I did want to use that dark blue shade as a liner because I really love it and it's kind of fun, and I feel like I can't go into this palette without using a blue. Like, y'all would be like, girl, don't you do it. So I'm going in with the shade Poison. It does have like a little poison bottle on there, but I'm going to go into this shade right here very, very softly, and it works beautifully too with like the dark deep purple, the dark deep black. That black is so good in this palette, I will say. I was impressed. I love a black shadow because I'm not the best with liner, but I can work with black shadow, and it's just kind of, I don't know, it works for me. I use this little brush right here, and I just kind of stamp it on because for whatever reason, I cannot do liner. Like, it's just me and liner don't mix. But I just love getting this blue and just kind of stamping it on as a liner effect. And it just really helps all, like, the look come together. Well, I just had a lash glue explosion. And, like, I'll be back. These, oh my gosh. I had to show you that. Like, what? Like, seriously? Oh my gosh. What'd I do? Like, help. Okay, guys, so this is the finished look, and before I zoom out and give you my final thoughts, I wanted to show you something that I've been really liking extra about this palette. So I have been loving the shade Paradise right here for blush. I'm sure a lot of these would be used as blush, but for right now, I've just been popping into the shade Paradise. I don't have blush on today because, like, you know how earlier I was telling you how this formula is so soft, buttery, silky as far as like the mattes go? I love it as blush as well. So I just wanted to know that, and I'm just going to kind of show you that you can also use this palette for blush, and I've been really liking that. Y'all know I love a palette where I can pop into it for blush as well. Anyways, I just wanted to point that out, and now I'm going to zoom you out and give you my thoughts on this palette. It's no surprise that I really do enjoy this palette from Nomad. I just love everything about this release. I love, like, the little details, you know, it's just everything. It all comes together, and it's such an experience, and I really do love this packaging. I think it is so unique. Like, I knew it was going to be pretty, but I didn't know, like, I was not prepared for this type of packaging. I think it's so pretty, and I like how you open it up from the middle, and you get two beautiful color stories. Two different 9-pan palettes, or you can mix and match. I love the range, the depth, the contrast that both palettes have. Like, this side has range as well, so does the darker side. I love, like, the duality, how it's just like, oh, I don't know. I love everything. I love the shade names. And as far as the quality goes, yes, this is the Nomad quality that you love. If you are wondering, the mattes, honestly, I feel like they stepped up their matte formula because of the texture, how soft it is, and how pigmented it is. And they all work so well with one another. And as far as the shimmer goes, like, I'm so excited because something about Nomad, I love their formula as far as shimmers go, but I kind of wanted something a little special from them, and they really brought it with this palette. I personally would say that Tragedy is a multi-chrome. It is so special with that dark base and all the different shifts it has. And all the shimmers in here are really nice quality, and they are all duochromes, and they have sparkle, and y'all know I love sparkle. And something about this palette that I love extra is how I was able to use this palette for an inner corner pop right here. The shade, if you just go in very softly, you can get a really pretty goldish look to it. So that is something I really like about a palette, is when I can also pop into it for a beautiful highlight on the inner corner. And also, these shades over here would be awesome blushes, and I've already used this shade right here as a blush. Depending on your skin tone, if it's super like tan, medium, deep, you could use more, but for like fair, maybe stick to these two. But I'm telling you, y'all are gonna love this palette. And kind of like how would I recommend this palette if I did not receive this from Nomad? Would I purchase it with my own money? I would absolutely purchase it with my own money. So if you are curious, I do recommend this palette. I think it is amazing quality. Packaging's nice, formula's nice. I love the brand as far as customer service goes. They always are really good with communication as well. So yes, I definitely would recommend this because I would buy this with my own money. If I did not receive this, yeah, I would be there on launch day with you buying this palette. So that says a lot because I have a lot of palettes in my collection, and this one really stands out. So I'm not saying like run out and buy it if you don't have the funds for it, because this is not limited edition. So don't feel the pressure to buy it right, you know, on launch day. If you don't have the money right now, you can buy it at a later time because it's not limited edition. I really do like Nomad how they don't ever pressure you to buy, like buy now, buy now. You can buy it at your own time frame whenever it works better for you. It's not like, even if it was limited edition, they typically will have it in stock for most of the year so you can purchase it. It's not just gonna like sell out on you and you're like, great, now I can't ever have that palette. So definitely a beautiful stunner in my collection, and honestly it was so special to one to be on the PR list for Nomad, but two, for this to be my first palette received by the brand. When I opened it, I literally cried because the beauty, I'm just so grateful for it. And guys, like, you're not ready. When you get this palette, you're just gonna like sit there and stare at it, because as you look at it, there's so many details, like all in the palette. I'm telling you, it's a good one. Anyways, guys, that's going to do it for today's video. Leave down in the comments down below, are you going to pick up this palette? Or if you're not, what's your favorite Valentine's Day themed eyeshadow palette? Because I love to know those type of things. Y'all know I love my eyeshadow palettes. But yeah, definitely also, if you are curious on any different looks you want me to see, any shades that are in this palette that I did not use on my eyes today, leave them down below, because I will do a reel, or I could create another video and use the shades that you didn't get to see in today's video. But just know that this is a really good one from Nomad. Anyways, that's going to do it for today's video. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you're doing well. I hope that you are healthy, happy, and safe. Stay beautiful. Bye, guys.